Hey fam, how's it going everybody? Totally off of my schedule because tomorrow at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard, I am hosting a special conversation with my bestie, Michelle Cooper. We're going to be talking about friendship and fractures. And this is all part of the Uncommon Woman United We Rise series. Good afternoon, everybody. And so I just wanted to jump on and we're going to make sure that her device is working, my device is working, all the devices are working so that we can rock and roll and have a really good conversation tomorrow. So when you jump on, please say hello in the comments. My name, by the way, is Romy Marlowe. I am the founder of Uncommon Woman, which is a faith ministry for women. And I'm also an executive leadership coach for women who are building businesses. And recently, I have kind of shifted into the platform of working alongside women who are powerful, strong women, and also who have similar values, who have faith-based businesses, women who want to take their wealth and their spiritual health to the next level. Okay, so here's Michelle. I'm just going to invite her in and we're going to give it a test run. We can have a little conversation about what our conversation is going to be about. And by the way, I have a knee dough, a knee dough. Anyone else have a knee dough? These things, they're so freaking, okay, wait, they're so cool. Okay, I've sent her an invitation. Apparently these things are all the rage. So I have the teardrop or the water drop. Hi, Pink by Nature. Oh, you'll love this. You'll love my nails and my pink knee dough, right? Aren't they cool? They're supposed to be for, stress and anxiety. Who's new here to my community? When you jump in, say hi. And if you are somebody who is a woman of faith and you love to have really uncommon conversations, like cool kid conversations, not the religious yucky stuff, but like the real deal, or really dive into what it means to be a powerful, strong woman of God who also is cool, who's building businesses, who's building wealth, who's doing really powerful things. This is definitely a space for you. I come live every morning at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard, and I have conversations about healing and the power of being a woman of faith and the new revival that we're all in the middle of when it comes to people joining their, kind of like joining the army of God's gals and God's guys, because it's really picking up momentum again, right? Everything that's old is new again. It's been a long time coming, and it's so great to see. Hey, Abby. Hey, AJ Miller. Who else is here? Eves LaBelle 918. Abby 807. That's a Thunder Bay person. Realtor Rich, Brad McDowell, Sandra Bloomfield. Is anybody here from PK's world? Or anybody found me through the faith path? Let me know. Let me know. So Michelle and I have been friends for a decade. And this week I'm doing a series in the Uncommon Woman ministry called United We Rise. And I thought it would be really powerful to have a conversation with somebody who I've been friends with for a long time, who I have gone through hell and back with. We've gone through breakups, divorce. My mom died of cancer in 2024. Her brother died last year of cancer. So both of us walked that journey together. We have both, navigated aging. We've is a long-time watcher. Abby 807 is a long-time watcher. I did not know that. Oh, I think here comes Michelle. I feel like maybe she's coming in. We met in Sparkling Hills. I don't know if anybody's been in Sparkling Hills in Kelowna, but that's where we met. And we have quite the story. Only Need Jesus. Hello. Hi, sis. Thanks for joining. You guys have to make sure that you follow us for tomorrow's conversation, because it's going to be a whole situation, And this is birthday week. My birthday's on Friday, so I'm kind of excited to be having this conversation this week because it's a different week. Everything feels different. Do you ever feel that when it's your birthday, when your birthday's coming up, everything starts to feel different the week of? Like you start to feel it coming. It's like the runway. And you want to clean your house. I've been getting rid of a bunch of clothes and cleaning my cupboards. And I'm going out for dinner tonight. I'm seeing all my girlfriends before the date. And then my new squeeze is coming to visit me on my actual birthday, which will be super fun. Hey, Toddy Man, YPG Promotions. I'm seeing all these great names. Nicole. Hi, Nicole. Hi, T. P3. Oh, unstable connection. I think Michelle's still trying to get on. This is literally just supposed to be a test run. That's it. But since we're here, we might as well chit chat. Let me know in the comments where you're coming from. Hi, Tabitha. So nice to see you. Hey, sis. So tomorrow we're going to be talking about Austin, Texas. I love Austin, Texas. South by Southwest, right? Been there. Such a cool experience. I lived in Monterrey, Mexico for several years. And that was one of the things that we did. So amazing. Have you gone to that? I'm assuming that you have. I'm still waiting for Michelle. I don't know what's going on. Invite Handmade Decor. Hi, Handmade Decor. Bride Guy. What's going on, fam? Has everybody seen these neatos? I'm just waiting for, we're doing a test run, Michelle and I, for tomorrow's live. I'll be much brighter and perkier then. This was just supposed to be short. But in the meantime, has anybody seen the neatos? So, cool story. I went into Indigo, I don't know, a month ago to get a coffee because there's a cafe in our Indigo, and just to walk around and look at books. And everybody was like storming this shelf. And it was all kids and moms. And I was like, what is going on? And everybody was like, I couldn't really see anything. I was quite a ways away. But there was a shelf, and I thought, okay, something's over there. So I walked over, and it was these things in little boxes. I have another one actually somewhere. And this woman said, it's neato. They're all the rage. They're going crazy on TikTok. And I said, they are? What are they? And she said, they're like stress balls. And so I bought 3 because I thought something like this might be worth something. So I have the cake still in I don't know if anybody knows all of them, but I bought this one. I bought a purple fuzzy guy and I gave it to my business partner. And then I bought another one that's a piece of cake. And that one is still in the box. I haven't opened it. So if anybody's looking for a neato, I've got an extra one. Aren't they fun? I actually love it. I actually sometimes sit when I'm on my lives and I just play with it. They're great. So anyway, what was I going to say? My girlfriend, Michelle Cooper, who I'm going to be doing the live with tomorrow, owns a company, an accounting firm called Alchemy Accounting. She's a rock star accountant, and she's got a large accounting firm. And I met her during a business mastermind about a decade ago. And we met at Sparkling Hills in Kelowna, BC. And we have a great story about how we almost got kicked out of the spa and we instantly became friends. Like, who gets kicked out of a spa? You know what I mean? But we almost did. Anyway, so we have this really great story about how we met and then how we've remained friends over the years. But we've gone through all of the things. Like, we've done it all. We've gone through the motions. Okay, I'm just going to see if she's here. And so I wanted to have her come in tomorrow and have a conversation about our friendship and how we have gone through so much together. And we always come back together. And that is rare. There have definitely been times when it wasn't convenient. There have definitely been times when it wasn't easy. There have definitely been times when we've disagreed, where there's been tension, where we've kind of come in and out. But we've always come back to each other. And over the last few years, our friendship has really deepened, partially because my mother and her brother died of cancer basically within a year of each other. But then also because we both have grown up. and we recognize the value of deep friendship and how precious it is. And that the older we get, the more space we make for it. You know, like there was a time when both of us were just kind of like flying through life, but now we really take a lot of time. We talk every day, sometimes several times a day. And usually it's on FaceTime. And if I'm doing dishes, she's in my cupboard. And if she's doing dishes, I'm in her cupboard. If she's walking her dogs, you know, I'm at whatever. It's just, we just talk day to day as if we were side by side. And it has made such a difference. And I really believe that more women and men need relationships like this. Relationships that, I miss that real friendship. I know, it's so powerful. And that's what we're creating in the Uncommon Woman Sisterhood. Because there are so many women that are really struggling. Like they're feeling isolated and alone and stressed, and times are tough, and people are feeling really alone and afraid. And it's not necessary. We can be together in these, you know, we can be together and walk through these times side by side, shoulder to shoulder, hand in hand, heart to heart, right? We can do that, but it takes time. It takes, and people lose their patience. Thanks for the hearts. People lose their patience when it comes to friendships. Thank you for the roses. And it's so important to have these friendships, right? So a friendship that is worth fighting for, you can definitely heal the fracture, right? So we recognize our friendship. Oh, there she is. Yay.
All right, I'll talk
I'll
to
see you in a bit.
Okay. Hey,
Hi.
Can you see
You're
me?
live.
Can you see me?
No, I can't.
I don't know why. Camera?
Oh, now I can see you.
Yay!
Yay. Okay, you guys, there's Michelle. Okay, we did it. So what took so long? Would your phone updating and everything?
Well, it was on Gary's phone, and
Okay.
so it had to update the app.
Okay.
And so yeah, it's actually still updating.
Okay.
So I was like, I'll just go on my phone, and then I'll get it working after. But
Okay. It could be that TikTok might be better on your phone if Gary's phone is older. Anyway, Tabitha, Michelle. Everybody meet Michelle. I just have been like sitting here jib-jabbing, waiting for you to jump on. But anyway, this is just a test run to make sure that she can actually join me here. So that's great. I was just telling them how we met in Kelowna and we almost got kicked out of the spa. But Abby807 says, hello, Michelle.
Hey.
By the way, she's hot. She's a hottie. She's taken, but she's still a hottie. There's no ring on it. Not that you want a ring on it because you totally don't. But no, that's so funny. She's like, I don't want a ring on it. I'm like, I'm waiting for my king with the ring.
I don't want a ring.
Been there, done that.
Yeah.
Been there,
Well,
done
I
that.
wouldn't mind a ring, but
Maybe for the other hand, like something.
Yeah, like, no, I don't want to. I'm not interested in sealing the deal with a piece of paper.
Exactly. If you had a ring, what would you want it to be made of? Like what would be your ring that you'd want?
Oh,
Like obviously nothing traditional.
I really like black obsidian.
Okay.
And I have a black obsidian ring, but it's way too big for me now because I lost some weight. But I really like black obsidian because it's very much looks like a diamond, but it's black.
Yeah.
And it's actually the remover of obstacles.
Oh, hello. I feel like everybody needs a black obsidian at this point.
Yeah.
And he says you can't resize obsidian. Okay. Oh, interesting. But you can resize the band that it's on, right? Abby807. Like you could definitely resize the band. No. I would think you can. Anything like that you could. I'm what would I want? I think really what I want is something. I want rose gold. I love rose gold. I'd want rose gold and I want a pink diamond.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. They're so pretty. And I think they're probably really pricey as well. So it could be smaller with opals around it because I love opals. But I actually do like large.
I saw a really gorgeous created pink diamond. You know, when they create them in the lab.
Yep. Yeah. What's the name of that when they do that? What's a chocolate diamond? That sounds pretty.
It's like a beige, like a brownie beigey color.
Okay.
Those two.
Somebody was just Tabitha was just saying I love chocolate diamonds. That
They're
sounds
really
it
gorgeous.
sounds gorgeous.
Yeah.
I mean, I just, honestly, I as much as I love normal diamonds, I would definitely that wouldn't be my first choice.
No, it wouldn't be mine either. And
No,
you know, there's a whole stuff around the diamond industry. Like I'm
I
actually
know.
don't want a
No,
mined diamond anymore
no.
ever again.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
A lot of slave issues in
Yeah,
that.
it's terrible. Child, the blood diamonds,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I love opals and I love pink diamonds. Um, yeah, anything that's really, anything that's unique and different. I think I'd be all over that. But definitely a rose gold band, rose gold setting, because
I
that's my
like
thing.
platinum.
I love rose gold.
I like platinum.
While we're here, because we probably won't talk about this tomorrow, but just for a high one, just to like practice chatting on here, because it's been a while. Tell everybody about your glow up. Michelle is like the friend who I I remember okay, first of all, when we met, I had a mohawk and Michelle was married. And so there was that, like right in the middle of motherhood, right? And neither of us are even recognizable now. But what's even crazier is that I remember she and I met in New York in the spring of 2024. And first of all, I went and had my hair done, and my hairdresser put a really pretty, it was supposed to be like a rose gold, soft pink toner. It was purple.
It was
So
purple. It was
my
purple.
my first trip ever to New York to go meet my bestie, my freaking hair was purple and I hated it. And I was already depressed because my mom was dying. I'm like, does life get, I was exhausted. I had purple hair.
And you
Like,
had
what do you wear?
you
What do
had
you
a
wear
big
with
travel
purple hair?
delay as well. Like your flight, something happened to your flight. You ended up coming a day later.
Did I? I don't even remember.
Yeah.
You guys, I was in the middle of my mom dying. Like she died like 4 months later. I was so tired. And I just remember messaging my freaking hairdresser and saying, what do you wear with purple? And she wrote back, black. I was like, I don't wear black. Like, if anybody knows me, I'm all about color. I was so upset, but I was so tired it didn't even matter.
Right.
Anyway, so it was funny because anyway, that's a side note. So I get out of the taxi cab with my purple hair, feeling like I had just been through a freaking meat grinder. And here comes Michelle, and she's lost like 70 pounds or something. Remember, I said to you, I don't even recognize you. Remember?
Yeah. Yeah.
And she has had this like huge glow up. Anyway, so can you give them like the Coles note? Because we probably won't talk about this tomorrow, maybe a little bit, but just give them the Coles notes on like how you did that. Because she's such a babe now. Like it used to be that I was always the one that was dating, mostly because she was married. But now I can't get a date to freaking save my life. And Michelle's like,
There's
like it's literally a lineup, you guys. Like there are days when I have to, now she's got a boyfriend, but this is relatively new. But about 3 months ago, I was like, who are you talking about? Like which guy did you go out with? And there's one guy that I didn't even know about that you went on a date with, and I was in Guatemala. I'm like, we can't even keep up.
I didn't
Anyway.
even tell you about him. He wasn't even worth telling you about.
No, he wasn't, because wasn't he something? He's like really short or something. I can't remember what it was. Anyway, so Michelle's 5'10", is it, or taller?
No, I'm 5'10".
5'10". So she's very tall. Okay, she's got a very strong presence. So you can't date like an itsy bitsy teeny weeny guy. You have to have a guy, and there are some rules, like they can't weigh less than us. Like there's always that, right? Like I think any woman has that rule. But anyway, so tell us a little bit about your glow up and then we'll go. But it's kind of fun since we're here. Hi, everybody. There's all these new people here.
Oh, good. I think that it kind of started with the breakdown of my marriage, right? Like my marriage broke down. I broke my ankle and my leg playing roller derby. I was 16 weeks non weight bearing. I gained a bunch of weight. I didn't ever go back to the sport that I loved, which had become quite a big part of my identity. And so I kind of slipped into a bit of a depression, right? And I used food to soothe my nervous system. And so I ended up being at my heaviest, I was 321 pounds. Like,
I didn't even know that.
yeah, because it's
Wow.
not something you want to go around
Well,
telling
no,
people.
exactly. You're not, oh, hey, here's the latest.
Yeah.
Did I
And
know you then?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, that was like, and so my ex-husband left 2018, and I took I have a business, but I also took a job
Right.
coaching for somebody. I
Yep.
was working 14 to 16 hours a day. My son lived in England. My daughters lived with me. Like it was a crazy point in my life, and I completely ignored me.
Right.
Like I was just on this treadmill of work and making money so I could pay the bills and, meet my responsibilities. And so my health got pushed to the side. And I realized, like, in 2019, I realized, oh shit, like I have a big problem here. Right. And so at the same time, I was starting to go through menopause, right? So my periods were getting less and less, right? And all the changes that comes with menopause. And so I actually ended up um, finding a private doctor in Vancouver who specialized in menopause and hormones. And she helped me get my hormones in check. And the one thing that she said to me was, you have really high cortisol. And so you need to stop everything. Like if you don't, you're never going to lose weight, but you're also probably going to have a heart attack or something,
Right.
right? And so, I was no stranger to the gym, but my body at that time, the last thing it needed was everything that I was doing, which was overworking, over exercising, under eating. Like
Right.
I was actually stressing my body through the things I was trying to do, which I thought would help me lose weight,
Right.
but they actually didn't. It just, my body was in fight or flight, and it was just holding on to every single thing it could.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
So the regulation of my nervous system became my main priority,
Right.
and slowing down. So that's when I started going to Pilates. Right. I stopped
Which made a
running.
huge difference.
Huge difference.
Huge.
Right. I stopped running. I stopped high intensity. I would be the person on the elliptical, pedaling their ass off kind of thing. I stopped all of that. I did slow walks with my dogs in the forest. I did Pilates. I was conscious about what I ate, but I was trying to be um, more aware of what like feeling full, right? Like that was my focus
Yep.
on, okay, do I actually feel full right now? Right? Because I realized I don't understand my 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 signals, my body's signals around food, right? And it just took time, to be honest. I consulted with a lot of different practitioners. I did all kinds of, healing modalities kind of thing. I got therapy. I talked out all my trauma and, endless hours of you and I talking about the same thing in
Hi,
like
Sarah. Yep.
300 different angles to look at the one thing that's going on. Like,
Right.
but
But
I needed
that's
to do
that's
that.
part of us washing things out, like unloading
Yeah.
whatever it is that we're carrying that's causing our cortisol to rise is, part of that is sharing, which is what
Yeah.
we're going to talk about tomorrow, but it's so important. Yeah.
Yeah. And so, to be honest, the regulation of my nervous system is still my number one priority.
Right.
So I can't have people in my life that are highly dramatic. I love a bit of drama. I love a bit of gossip, like, a lot of girls do, but I just can't have it because
No.
it triggers me into this reaction, right? I want to put
Right.
something in my mouth
Yeah.
that is like a donut or something, or maybe even over exercise, or obsess about it and constantly think about. So I'm like, I can't have drama. So
No. I am
you
like so anti-drama now. Like I have no,
zero
well,
tolerance.
zero tolerance. Like I
Yeah,
used to have some tolerance. Now I have none. Like
I bet.
because of how peaceful my life has been. It's like
Yeah,
once you go no drama, no gossip, you can never go back.
yeah,
Like there's a difference between discussing situations that involve people and gossip, like just straight up nastiness. And we just don't do it. We just
no.
don't. It's
And I
boring.
love it.
Boring and it's wrong. Like it's not
Yeah.
healthy.
And sometimes, there's people who've got, like, there's friends or partners or whatever that have stuff going on in their life that feels a little dramatic.
Yep.
And, I, in those circumstances, usually I'll say, is it okay if I share,
Right.
my perspective, right?
Right.
And approach it with curiosity and support. I want to support them, but also say, like, you're being dramatic. Like, I had to say this to a friend in March, right? Where I was like, you guys are being super dramatic and I'm over it. I'm going out. Like, I'm not going to be around this.
Yeah, exactly.
And
Right.
eventually, if people want to be in your life, they'll figure it out.
Yep.
And there's ways, everybody has conflict, everybody has stuff that happens.
Yeah.
But when your nervous system is your priority, your tolerance is very low.
Right.
Right. And it doesn't mean that I can't be your friend or don't want to be your friend. It just means that right now in this moment, I can't do this.
Right.
I'm
Well,
happy
that
to
was
have
a
a conversation.
huge part of your, like I witnessed it too. I've been right there just watching the pounds just kind of like melt off. But not just that, you also, your body transforming from your Pilates and all of the care and concern that you've taken, right? Like supplements and just super healthy.
Supplements
But the
and
no drama and just like letting it go and has huge. It's been huge
totally.
because I know that there was a lot of stress. And Michelle also has a big business, you guys. And I've watched the way that you've learned, well, to delegate, like delegation was big, but also just like obviously when we're in business and things happen, it's hard, but you're so much better at just saying it's not my thing or I'll deal with it when I can. Like I've really watched you change the way that you deal with problems as well.
Yeah,
So
because
what else?
before I would want to rush in and fix all the problems, right? I
Right.
think as entrepreneurs, that's something that we kind of do, and sometimes we do it pretty easily. But I've learned to pause because a lot of things don't need fixing,
That's right.
right? They actually fix themselves. They work
Yeah.
themselves out, right? So I
Yeah.
just need to take a step back and take a breath and trust is all happening exactly as it should for everybody involved,
Exactly.
which is hard
Yeah.
sometimes. And, sometimes we have conversations where it's like, this is not okay, right? And I don't know what I'm going to do, but I don't know, somehow it works itself out in the end. And then supplements have been really important.
Right.
So, anti-inflammation supplements, right? NAD and cumin, and I lost my brother last year, and so I added St. John's wort. Like
Right.
I take a lot of different kinds of mushrooms, right, for
Yeah.
immunity and like brain health and stuff like that. I have
Yeah.
post-concussion syndrome, so my memory is not super fantastic. So supporting my body. I also did microdosing of mushrooms. I did two kind of sets of that, spaced quite a bit apart.
Yeah.
Lots of meditation. I don't meditate as much now. I don't need to. Like, I'm not saying I don't need meditation. I don't need to sit in a quiet room to meditate now. I can do that on a walk, or like I've learned how to quiet my mind. like chatter in my mind, which I think is really helpful. It's for me, it's all about like bringing everything down. It's like power down.
Yeah.
Right? Sleep became a huge thing, right?
Yeah.
So it's actually one of my clients that I was coaching at the time, um, who taught me about how important rest is,
Mm.
and that my body needed time to recover and rest and sleep. Like my getting my sleep figured out
Yeah.
became the biggest thing. So
Right.
magnesium, my doctor added progesterone, like everything has to be supported,
Right.
right? And in fact, like I've lost
Listen to this, you guys.
so from the highest weight, I've lost 135 pounds.
135 pounds. What? That's a whole person.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Michelle and I now almost wear the same size. Like I sent you a jean. Like you guys, this is so fun. So I sent her a jean jacket for her birthday, and it was like the size that I wear, and it's
Yeah,
just
it's crazy.
so it was like a medium large or something like that, which is like what I wear. And I just saw how amazing. And she's done it so steadily. And, like I know you get up in the morning, you go to Pilates, right? Like she's like super early in the morning going to Pilates before work. She's really careful about what she eats, just walks all the time. I know the dog walks have been huge too, because that was the thing about dogs. Like she's got two Goldens, and what happens is that you gotta walk them. No. And so the dog walks two dogs twice a day, right? So it's really amazing how you have transformed. Like this is a whole other conversation, but it's just so cool to know somebody when they're in that place in their life. You weren't particularly happy. You
I
were
was
super addicted,
extremely unhappy.
unhappy. So she was in a marriage that was over. Like love, nice friends, love each other, marriage over, right? 3 kids, super huge business that's like navigating the growth and just life in general. And on top of that, probably a bunch of unhealed grief from, growing up without a mother, and then growing up later in life without a father, and then all the stuff that happened, in your family that really knocked you guys around. So this is the thing, you guys, is that we can heal our lives, right? And I love the book. I think it's Gabor Mate, The Body Doesn't Lie.
Yeah.
If that's not Gabor, it's somebody. But all of these, all of these healers, body, like people who connect the psychosomatic, the psychosomatic connections, like whatever's happening internally will be reflected in your body. So when women say to me, my lower back, my head's not hurting, like I've had a bunch of tension. Remember I was saying to you, I've had a lot of tension in my neck and my upper back, and it's gone around my head. And I know it's because I have so much going on in my life. And I was saying last night to Mark, I said, I know it's stress related, even though I don't feel stressed. And I really don't, because I deal with stress differently now. I really have taken a different road and kind of given it up to God, but still it's in my body. Right. And so last night is actually the first night in like a week where I slept through the night and my neck didn't hurt. And I was like, wow, that's interesting. And I don't know what the difference was, but the body doesn't lie. Right. And so in your case, you were holding the stress in a different way. And then, like you said, having a relationship with food that was like a best friend. It's like your therapist.
Yeah, like to be really honest and transparent, I've never had a good relationship with food. It's always been under food, over food kind of thing, right? And I couldn't find. That's why I say, like, I had to understand for myself what hunger felt like, because I've been really hungry because I won't eat for days, or I've been over full because I'm stuffing my face. What is a normal feeling of full?
Right.
And what's a normal size portion? And my portions they're way smaller. Like anybody who eats with me now is like, you hardly eat.
I'll probably eat your whatever you have left over.
Yeah. Like whenever we've been out, like when we've gone, like even when we were in New York, you were like, I'll eat the rest of that. Like I just have to, it's how I'm better off. I've learned from my body, I'm better off with small little bits of food throughout the day.
Grazing.
meals,
Yeah.
right?
So Tabitha says, how do you feel now? So you guys, she's lost 135 pounds. She's 56, just turned. We're the same
57.
age. Oh,
57.
sorry, 57. I'm 56. I
Yeah.
turned 57 on our birthdays are a month apart. So how do you feel now? Like Tabitha wants to know how you
Amazing.
feel.
Feel amazing. I feel like I never want to go back to that. It is I don't hold on to it, like I don't grip it tightly, but um I know if I start to slip in my mindset and my thinking, like if I'm getting emotional and I go to reach for a donut or something, I know what I'm doing now. I have enough self-awareness to
Right.
go, okay, like slow your roll kind of thing.
Right.
I think
Have
one of
one, but
the
don't have all of them. Like,
yeah.
yeah.
And I think that one of the things I love the most is like, I sent you the picture of the dress I bought on the weekend,
Yeah.
and I still pick up sizes that are way too big for me. And I go into the dressing room and like the lady was like, that dress is way too big for you. Right. And she went and got like a size 10. And I'm like, oh my God, that's never going to fit me. And it fit. Right.
Yeah.
So I love little things like that where
Yeah.
I feel like, oh, and I feel like I look good. Right. Like
You
I feel
do. You're a
comfortable.
super babe. Super yummy mummy.
So it feels good, you know,
Yeah.
but probably the biggest thing is the things that I can do now.
Right.
Right? Like
Yeah.
I'm able to move my body properly. I have flexibility. I can do a plank. Like I can get up and down off the floor,
Yeah.
you know, as
Like
we
small
age.
things that maybe other people take for granted. I know, Sarah, Sarah, what has your weight loss journey been? So Sarah Douglas, she's on my team. She's had a
Okay.
big weight loss journey as well. She said, I totally understand that. We still see the other person,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. I
Yeah.
think Sarah said she's lost 186 pounds. Oh, she's maybe down to 186. I don't know.
Wow.
It's a comment there that
Yeah.
she said I am down 186. So I don't know if
Yes.
she's lost that
She's
much or
down
that's
186. No, I've met her. I've met her in person. She's not 186. So
okay.
she's down 186.
Okay, awesome.
Bye, Abby. Yeah, it's pretty amazing. Yeah, I lost 170. So this is Angel. Angel, I lost 170. You never feel small ever. You have two Angels on my team as well. Actually, Michelle, Angel is the one that I said I want to have a meeting about SOPs. It's her.
Yeah.
And she's been down 170 pounds.
Awesome. That's so good.
Wow, look at all you ladies just transforming the world. Here's what I believe. I believe if you can do something like this, you can do anything.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I'm sure that there was a time in your life when you thought where you are right now. I know for a fact because that was impossible for you.
100%. I cried so many tears because I felt like I was doing everything that people said to do and nothing was changing. And people said to do things, they weren't the right things for where I was in my life. Right. And also
So good.
I had to learn this concept of loving yourself, which I could not understand for the life of me for so many years. And I would say I understand it more now than ever before. I don't know that I totally get it. But for me, I know what that looks like now in this moment. And it looks like choosing me over whatever is the stressor of the moment. Right.
Yeah.
And that's a
I know
really
that you choose you every morning at 6 or whatever time you go to Pilates. I know that you choose you when things get too stressful and you're like, I'm tapping out. I don't want to be part of this. And this, you guys, why I want to have Michelle on tomorrow. Because, not only is she my closest friend, but also she's such a leader in her own life. Like nobody's perfect, obviously that's why we need each other as friends, is because we have our downfalls. And there are times when we kind of fall off the wagon and go, okay, wait a minute. This is not in alignment with what I want for my life. But it's important to hear different stories of how different people have done what they thought was the impossible, right? And tomorrow we're going to be talking about friendship. And I have women who say to me, I'm never going to have a close friend like you have with your girlfriend. Or, like I had a girl who was on one of my lives this morning sent me a long message about how she hasn't had success in friendships and relationships. And she said, I just sometimes wonder if I'm ever going to have a close friendship. Right. And so for her, it might feel just as far away as how you felt in your health journey. And
Well, and
so,
I would say that I had been there too, right? Just before I met you, right? Like I had broken my ankle. My friend group was my roller derby team.
oh, yeah.
And when I broke my ankle, I never went back to playing. And I faded into the background and people moved on. And so I didn't have these, really strong women in my life anymore.
Right.
And, you know, luckily, we met and became, it was like instant kind of like, oh, I see you. You're cool. I could hang out with you kind of thing. Right. Um, but it takes work to be a good friend. Right. And consistency, like it takes so much. It's not an easy thing. And there's people that have come and gone. There's people that are still there, right? There's people that I'm not as close with anymore.
Right.
But it doesn't mean we're not still friends. And it doesn't mean I wouldn't hop on a plane to help them if they need.
Absolutely. You totally would. You're like that. She's like the best friend.
But,
Yeah.
it's when like I really, really struggled. Like I didn't think that having strong women friendship, like female friendships in my life was possible. And I had to change the way I was thinking. And I also didn't think that a man would ever be attracted to me. Like, me, I didn't date for 10 years, right? Like I was like, no one's going to want to go out with me. And,
Yeah.
and guys my age, want to go out with younger girls. Like I had all these stories.
Guys, I used to sit and say to Michelle, stop saying that. Stop saying, because she would say things to me. So you haven't been on my lives, but recently I've been talking about the lies that we tell ourselves. Okay. So we say things like, I'm good. I'm not interested in friendship. I'm not interested in dating. I can do everything on my own. I want to do everything on my own. Now, you and I have changed our language around that, but we both used to say, I can do everything on my own. I don't want anything. I don't need anything. And now we're actually like, I don't want to go to Home Depot anymore and carry my crap. Like,
Right.
I want a guy who's actually going to come and carry, like, we've totally flipped the script. But there was a time when I used to say to Michelle, stop saying that you don't want a relationship. Stop saying that you don't. And it wasn't because she didn't. And I knew that. It was because she didn't feel worthy. She didn't feel like anybody was going to do that. And so it's easier for us to block it. I know people are agreeing. So it's easier for us to say we don't want it so that we don't set ourselves up for hurt. Now, one of the things that you've learned is that you can be in any relationship, whether it's friendship or with a partner, without risking hurt. And you have been hurt, but you've also come back around.
Yeah.
And so we think that there's this weird thing that we think, like if I get in a relationship with a man and it doesn't work, I will die. Like I won't be able to survive and I will die. And so therefore, I'm not going to have a relationship. And I used to say to her, dude, if it doesn't work, you just move on.
Yeah.
You'll find another one. And so
It's
now
the land
she's
of
the queen of
extremes.
moving on. Now she's like freaking a conveyor belt. It's like, she's barely even off the phone with one and there would be another one. And I'm like, okay, well, apparently you're healed. And the stupid thing on the back of my chair keeps coming off. But you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then I was the one that was like, nah. Then the tables turned. And then I was like, I don't know. Because now I've raised my bar so high compared to where I had it before. And now I'm like, I'm never going to find anybody. But now I have a cutie patootie coming to see me on Friday for my birthday.
Yay!
Yay! So you
Okay,
guys, it does exist.
I
Whether
gotta
he
run. I
is
got I got a contractor who needs to talk to me about my deck. So
okay. All right.
I'm
So
sorry. I'm really
you can
sorry.
head out. We're done.
But okay.
Okay, love you. See you
I'll see you
tomorrow.
tomorrow. See you tomorrow,
Bye.
everyone.
Okay, you guys, I'll just finish the story. She's got to jump off. But I used to say to Michelle all the time, I'll never find anybody who is in alignment with my values, who treats me the way that I want to be treated, who will allow me to treat them the way that I want to treat a man, because I am such a good partner. And there are people who just they don't want that. They don't think it's real, right? They don't think that there are women who still maybe want to make them dinner or whatever. I don't know. And so I was saying to her, I think after years of dating, I think I'm never going to date again. And then there's her who used to say, I'm never dating. I've been married. I'm not interested. And she was like dating like a mad woman. And I was literally like waiting for my phone to ding to get a picture or to hear about the latest update. And I hadn't dated in like a year. Anyway, so she's got a boyfriend and he's wonderful. He's a tattoo artist and he adores her. And I'm super happy for her. And I'm dating somebody. And so we'll see what happens. But we both come all the way around. We've gone through death of my mother. She's lost both of her parents. Her brother died a year after my mom died. She's gone through a divorce. She's lost 135 pounds. She's got this big business I've watched grow. I've got my business that she's watched grow. We're like two totally different people, but yet we're still really close friends, closer than ever after a decade of friendship. But it has not been a straight line. So tomorrow at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard, Michelle and I are coming live on Facebook, Instagram, and here on TikTok at noon Eastern Standard. And we are going to talk about friendship and fractures, or fractures and friendship, whatever comes first. For us, the friendship came first, then we fractured, and then our friendship got deeper. Some people, there's a fracture, and that's how they become friends. It just depends on the way that you see it. But what's really important for everybody to understand is that friendship takes work. And we're going to come in tomorrow because this is a United We Rise series in Uncommon Woman Ministry. And we're going to talk about the importance of doing life with somebody, and not just a partner, but friends. Because partners will break up with you, whatever. There's divorce, there's breakups, there's all the things. But in all of the decade that Michelle and I have been together, we never broke up with each other. So when she went through a divorce and I've gone through a few breakups in that time, we had each other. And that's why friendships are important, because if we didn't have each other, we would have felt really alone, because the partner was gone, the husband was gone. She's an empty nester now. Like, I'm single. I live on my own. We do a lot of life alone without partners. And so having each other, it's like we've got our ride or die. And whether we have a partner or like a partner or a husband or whatever, business, travel, whatever, we're always in connection. We're always in contact. And it's because we do life together. We're kind of like Gail and Oprah that way. We just know everything about each other's lives, everything about each other's finances, everything about each other's pain and everything. Like I said to her, if I die, you have to come to Thunder Bay and get all my journals and burn them. Nobody else is allowed to read them but you. But she can read them anytime. Like that's where we are in our friendship, right? And even if she was in it, it wouldn't be anything that would take her out. She probably is in it, but there wouldn't be much, But it's just important to have somebody like that. And so tomorrow at noon, we're going to go in and we're going to have a really good conversation about our friendship. And we had a big fracture last year in our friendship. Even though it was within a 24-hour period, it felt really big to both of us. And that was the moment where we decided that we needed to be a little bit more careful about our friendship and a little bit more conscientious, because sometimes you get caught up in your life. Sometimes you get caught up in what's going on, right? And you don't realize that friendship matters to you. that friendship is actually more important than most of the other things. Because at the time we were both single and really depending on each other, and we were both grieving. She is the one that has Facebook control over. That's basically, yes, exactly. In fact, my brother's the one that's got Facebook control. She'll have to take care of all my financial stuff because she's a CPA. So she's got a full plate. And she'll probably get all my clothes. Anyway, okay, guys, so we'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for jumping on. This was fun. It was totally random. But I will see you guys tomorrow at noon. Have a great day. Sending you love. Make sure you follow this feed and go follow Michelle. She's lots of fun to follow. Okay, have a great day. I'll see you tomorrow. Ciao, ciao.